compulsory tax type to register for, but most businesses, most departments or corporates it's a business when you registered for VAT, they can reckon about they are more serious. Ne? But the rules are not for register for VAT. There are two types of registration under VAT. There is compulsory registration and voluntary. Voluntary ki maybe on a stumbling block or to do business with government, but you have to be registered for VAT. Then we can register you for VAT on a voluntary basis. For your narere, okay, you must for VAT. The first rule is the business must be actively trading. Ne? So the only time ero registering maybe haisu tomo trader. Kere onale a signed contract. No, kenale contract e signed I see ke tomi meroko, but I was awarded this tender or this contract. You stipulate the amount you are doing, then corner ka register. So you must be actively trading. For voluntary registration, at least tshwantse una le turnover ya 50,000 per annum per year. Since at least ye be wetsa 50,000. For compulsory threshold ki R1,000,000. So if your taxable supplies are above R1,000,000, then that one you have to register for VAT. The registration is a you can do them online except income tax. Income tax, you must come to our office or you must come to our office. In future, how it's online, at least we have a personal encounter before. So income tax is strictly go officing, re-update everything. Then after registering, pay as you earn, VAT, you can do them online. Right. The tax compliance status, tax clearance. Tax clearance. So previously, ne re berekisa le phepha le lengwe le la o tshwana le pampiri e bjane le bontshang SARS tax clearance ene le o bontsha gore o compliant. So no ka khona o applyela ka tjeno e re e valid for 12 months. So even if o ka dula after that was submitted the returns was patale anything, pampiri ne swentse ne santse e nna e re you are compliant. So because SARS pilaitsa mali dinako, we changed that ra convertela to the PIN, tax compliance PIN. E leng gore e refa your real time status. Go apply la, you must at least be registered for at least one tax type. So Leona, you can apply for it online. Basically what it says, it reveals your standing, SARS. It can be in terms of registration, it can be in terms of the tax return it's dealing outstanding, it can be the payment. So if everything on the dashboard, e-filing, you'll see there's a dashboard in a lady color code. Everything must be green. That's what the system here CSD Leona checking. Everything must be green. When any of those options delay red, it means you are non-compliant. Then it will tell you exactly where the fault is. Whether an outstanding return or a payment. So advantage if we apply it today, let's say you are registered for all three tax types, income tax, VAT, and pay as you earn. You apply for it today, it shows that you're compliant. Pay as you earn is due the 7 every month. So come the 7, our submitter return our any payment. Your status will automatically change. So basically you will be non-compliant. So batho ba bangata di taxpayer tse ngata re kopana le bona only ge ba tlhaga ba nyako applyela tender o bana le promise ya mmereko kona ba shianang to our offices ke kopa tax clearance. So eo ke obligation ya rena as a taxpayer gore we must make sure gore at any time you are compliant. If nka tla ka o tsosa ka 12 o'clock ka bosiu ke re mmereko ke o ska tshoga le wena o itse gore dio tsa gago di up to date. That's how it's supposed to be. Not gore o tibise compliance only when you have a promise or only ga o na le something coming. Ne? I think nakwa ka di channel tse le ka re access mo tsona it's ko di officing tsa rena only by appointment. We have e-filing system elong where you can do basically anything that you need to do go officing. We also have a WhatsApp line that you can utilize. Number thing is 0800 11 7277. Ke WhatsApp number ya rena. We also have the USSD channel. Ela ya bo mastama something. So, oh ya WhatsApp. Ya WhatsApp is 0800 11 7277. 0800 11 7277. And ya USSD channel ki star 134 7277 hash. Star 134 star 7277 hash.
Okay.
Thank you, Program Director.
Mbuzo. Questions? 1, 2. Di perifera, ne? Akere la opola re dumellane ka reng? Okay.
Thank you, but my first question is kwi Department of Treasury. Celubuza, what are the security measures the department is tatayo? Because I've noticed the minute in the register kwi central database, I was flooded with a proposal nani, whereas azange ndasenda any request of anything. So I assume those are scams. So what measures are you taking? And then the second question is, ndiyaqala u apply to bid or something. And then there's someone who has been doing this on the experience. Does experience count in order for one to be appointed or not? And then on SARS, the question is there any link between not complying personally, nase business, in case in business comply, and then when a personally you're not complying, does that affect the business yakho?
Oh, thank you. No, mengenyam madoda ne. Is it compulsory? Oh. Thank you, Program Director. Amanqala ngosivuyile. Mnumzana Tele, upresident kakuhle mfana ngithi. Yacaca nje kum ndeva. Kodwa kwimibuzo ikhona mfana ngithi. Uthe wena nenza training eJohannesburg on Wednesdays. And then ke ngoku kukho into endifuna uzicheka wena kule training yenu. RFPs, those documents ne? No, nistraina kuzo kakhulu. And then kukho ke ngoku into epopular kakhulu currently wena ndadetele kuthiwa yi-AI, artificial intelligence. Akhange ndikuvuye imention pha currently on the world ngoku kuthethwa ngaloo nto in terms of business. Ngoku nina nisathetha ngezi documents ze RFPs. Ndizama ukuthi ke ngoku thina sizinantsika previously oppressed ne sisemva musu nisinike i-BEE certificate ukuba nisidevelope, and then ezi zinto wena azifiki apha kuthi. Xa ndifumana phaa kulaa commission kaZondo into yokuba aba bantu baxhamla kwi-BEE certificate kwangaba bakwi-government basebenza phaa. Uba kukho kwinantsika kwi-government ne akuxhamli kule BEE certificate, i-exposwa nguZondo loo nto. Asibhenefiti kule BEE wena nondadetele mfokatele. Uyayibona loo nto, I think nawe uyibonile loo nto. Ngabantu connected nani ninabantu bapha zi-relatives zabantu abasebenza kwi-government ezi. Asixhamli kule liberation wena Mr. Tele. Uyayibona loo nto thina abantu on the ground. Ndifuna ke ngoku sibonisane kuloo nto uthi xa undiphendulayo uthelekise i-BEE certificate ne-AI. Yeah, and then kwakhona wena Tele yintoni enye endifuna uba usinantsike, ingathi ndizinantsikile zonke kakhulu. Yeah, ndiza ku-SARS man, wena mfo ka-SARS. Hayi uyibethile kufanele kithi nawe. Kodwa ndiyafuna ukhe undi-explainele income tax document ne-VAT. Ukhundehlulele kakuhle phaya. Kodwa uzamile, kodwa uthi mandiye ngaphakathi xa ndifuna inantsika i-income tax, ufuna uyondibona ebusweni uba ndingubanina. And then enye into endifuna uyitshekisha oyena bendithetha nalaa mntu, wena uyandiva pho mntu okuba ndithetha nje? Akunangxaki ne? Okay, bendizawuthetha ngesiNgesi. Bendizawukhumsha ndithethe isilungu. Hayi ke ndizawuthetha le language yam. Uthini xa nditshintshe i-address? Ndive kusithiwa ezi unantsika PIC uyacommunicate nani niyakwazi ucommunicate no-PIC. Xa ndingacomply niyandixelela nini uba unento document ulate ngazo. Ndifuna uqonda ngoku xa nditshintshe i-address ndamxelela uCIPC funeka ndiphinde ndiyonixelela nani ukuba nditshintshile i-address yam ngoku. Nonke i-government ndimxelela nizi-government ndiyonixelela naku-SARS. That is one question. And then the other one wena Tele, kukho i-accountant endikhe ndayisebenzisa yathi ipin yayo ivaliwe nguSARS. Ayikwazi uaccessa ezinye izinto phaa kwaSARS. Ndifuna indenzele izinto phaya. Then ndifuna uqonda ke ngoku as an owner ndingakwazi ukuzenzela ezi documents zonke ndingaxhomi kwi-accountant. As an owner ndidilishane neento zam ngokwam. Is it correct kunini na SARS? I thank you.
Okay. Hanyane ne. We're going to take answers. Re kopa ona batho ba tlo distributang the packs here. Re kopa ba di distribute quietly. Re kopa o ska ba le movement o mongata ne. We are struggling a bit with some logistical challenges. So we need to proceed as we've got another 2 presentations that must still come. So ne fella, let's just be aware of that, ne? I'm not sure who's starting. Yeah.
Okay, siyabonga. Firstly, I must apologize mkhulu. Anginikezanga ama details wami ne. Bengipromisile ukuthi I will give my details. So let me start by giving my details. Email address, ngicela simamelaneni ne, singayenzi noise. Email address is my name, all small letters. A for apple, V for video, U for uniform, Y for Yankee, I for India, L for Lima, E for Echo. Dot T for Tommy, E for Echo, L for Lima, E for Echo. So it's avuyile.tele@gauteng.gov.za. All small letters. Avuyile. A for apple, V for video, U for uniform, Y for Yankee, I for India, L for Lima, E for Echo. Dot T for Tommy, E for Echo, L for Lima, E for Echo. So it's avuyile.tele@gauteng.gov.za. My number is 011-689-8920. 011-689-8920. Angiboni ukuthi ukhona umuntu ongayibambanga yazi. Ngenzela ukuthi once ngingabikho la ukhona un-conductor, please, I prefer email ukuthi ngidropele email because number sometimes your phone, I'm not in the office. Drop me an email, then sizoba right. First question, the issue of scammers. Remember, the Central Supplier Database is the system, sis. Ne? So when you register on Central Supplier Database, you're registering on the system. It's like opening an account at bank. So what you need to do is to secure your details. And remember, when there's a corrupter, there's always a corruptee, or when there's a corruptee, surely there's a corrupter. Meaning, is scammers angithi are people who went to school, clever kakhulu. Then they decide uzenzele yabi business, meaning to scam people. So bayahlala crack systems. So it's either crack system CSD or crack bank, bathatha imali or crack any system. So secure your information ngolhlobo. As long as you know ukuthi you don't give your login details to anyone, you keep your login details safe. You don't give your login details. Emails. If you get an email, RFQ, noma yeyiphi department, please send it to me. But here's an advice. You check that email ukuthi ibuya kuphi na. So all the government officials, emails zakhona zifana nale ngicela uninika yona. So izoba ngoavuyile.tele@gauteng.gov.za. So you check those small areas ukuthi email address injalo na. Zona scammers zithanda ukuthi avuyile dot or zithi /@supply chain or @ so once benjalo surely is not from. So you compare the template, your quotation, you call that specific, you get to the website, you check the details of that department, or you go to that department ubuze ukuthi lo muntu ungisendela this quotation usebenzela le department na. So please, let's always validate and verify or ungisendele yona ungibuze ukuthi wena avuyile uyibona iyona valid quotation or it's a scam. I always wish ukuthi one of the top achievers 2025 matriculants will design a software by approach a Department of DTI to say this is the software that will cap the scamming business in the department. Unfortunately, but we share this knowledge yokuthi nazi ukuthi if ufumene izscammers ezinjalo uzokwenza kanjani, right? First time tenders. So I've mentioned ukuthi RFQ, request for quotation in the RFP. Now it's tricky RFP because uthi wena sisi ufuna ukwenza RFP and it's your first time. So my advice is that uqale, because business ihamba so, you open a company and then you make sure that ukuthi that company grows, angithi. So company ikhula kanjani? How is the company going to grow? Business, let's talk about business. Business is all about, if you do business, if you do business, you have a company. It's all about profit. Umkhulu uyanishaya, yes. It's all about profit, mkhulu. So you can't do business if you're not gonna make profit. So the profit that you make in your business is the one that is gonna sustain your business. So if your business doesn't make profit, meaning the question of sustainability is not gonna be answered, right? So in order to make that profit, you'll have to get business, right? How do you get business? So to get business, uqala kanje, you have the company and then you target the gap kwi market emphakathini. Hayi ku government, because the business oyivulelayo awuyivulela government angithi uyazivulela, but then you can do business with government as well. So we are checking I gap, where is the gap emphakathini endingenza kuyi business mina. We identify a gap, then you check ukuthi who's going to be my clients, who am I going to do this business with. So once you identify ukuthi these are my clients, I'm going to do business with these people, then you can make a profit. That profit is the one that is going to grow your business so that you can pay for the compliance document, because all these compliance documents you will have to pay for them. Angithi? So in order to go for RFP, you will have to start with RFQ and build your profile, because yona itender once we submit kunezi step ezibizwa ngokuthi then now kule pack bengiyitsho, meaning itender document section 1 and section 2 functionality. So that part of functionality, you will have to explain and attach documents as bonisa yukuti. How exactly are you going to execute lo msebenzi ofuna? Uyabona? So it's always good to start. I'm not going to say start small, but start by building your profile in order to attempt the RFP. AI mkhulu. Tina sihleli la sithi yi4 IR, then we're going to move to 5 IR. So for IR, the fourth industrial revolution. So meaning things are zikaluba digital, you understand? So slowly nagu government ile wish yami benginayo ukuthi government one will develop softwares where the whole tendering process izokwenziwa online, so that kungabina documentation oyenzayo. But it takes time because we're still struggling even today in the CSD, introduced 8 years ago. So it's slowly phasing up. Digital, it's going there, it's getting there. Triple PEE, ngabobana ba benefitayo, as long as WAZI, Triple PFA regulations, PFMA, and PPR. So PPR 2017 or PPI 2022 as amended. So if you hleli kwezo policies, you will understand ukuthi uzoyisubmita kanjani PEE, yini PEE, ngabobani aba benefita kwi BEE. Yabonga.
Masicela SARS. Ufuna imoto. Okay. Colleagues, sorry, Renali koloi mona uthi yenza obstruction. Ivalendlela. It's a white OD. Ki JJ49YZGP. Rekopa fela ba bulele tsela. Thanks.
Thank you. First question regarding personally business. Right. So this one, it depends on the vehicle you bolelang ka yona, ranang business under yon. if we bolela ka a private company, when a company ya gago, you are two separate people. That is why ona le ID ya gago, company le yona ena le company registration number ya yona. So if re bolela ka tax compliance ya business, re bolela ka e leng related to that specific registration number. Ya gago will be based on your ID number. The only difference will be if ole go ole a sole proprietor or run a business as a sole proprietor. Does that answer your question? Ke a leboga. The second question is mkhulu, income tax le VAT. Right. Income tax ya itlhalosa ke the tax that we levy on the income that you have generated. It apply both ko company le ko personaling. Ko personaling ba berekang ba na le di pay slip, it will come as a form of pay as you earn. Again, ke tax ya your personal. Ko businessing is that 27% ene ke bolela ka yona. So it is calculated based on your profit. So o run a business when say 100,000, out of that 100,000 o patetse rent, o patetse di services, o patetse di salaries, o rekile stock, o setse ka 20,000 as your profit. So that 27% is calculated on the profit. Ya tlhaloganya ga mkhulu. Ke a leboga. Moving to VAT. VAT is the value added tax. So, for example, if o rekisa ona le business, o rekisa di laptop. Once o register, okay, before o register for VAT, no rekisa laptop ka 1,000 rand. Ne? So once o register VAT, price ya change. We put value on that laptop. So it will be 1,000 randa enunzo rekisa ka yona plus the VAT rate. Currently for the 2016 tax year, bane lutlweletse budget speech is going to move from 15% to 15.5%. So meaning laptop ya how now or add 15.5% on it. Or o rekisa ka 1,115 rand. If calculation ya ka e right. Ne? So basically how register for VAT, rahu hira kwa SARS, onna agent ya rena, you collect money on our behalf. Whatever service you etsang or add VAT on top of what you were charging, whatever you adding, ase ya gago ke ya rena e tla ko rena. Ne? The only reward e re go fang yona ke gore, now that you are registered for VAT, you are charging VAT. Le wena ha o tsama o stocka VAT e o e chargiwang, you can come back and claim it from us. That's the benefit e o e kreyang as a VAT vendor. How sa register for VAT, look at your record stock about charge VAT, you can't claim that money. So ke difference ya wena le motho o sa registerang for VAT, o registerileng for VAT. He ke registerile for VAT, I will charge you VAT, but you can't claim it. How registerile, I will charge you that VAT, you claim it ko SARS. So go avoid gore wa claim ke a o patela ra di offset. We have what we call the output tax and the input tax. Input tax is the VAT e we charge you on how reka stock. So how oya ko supply nya how o stock di laptop, supplier ya how yo go charge VAT again, and then for that VAT period, VAT e we patetseng is 2,000, for example, ne? 2,000 rand, ke VAT e supplier ya how you charge it in yon. So you come back and sell those laptops. From the client it's how you only collect 1,000 rand ya VAT. Now we only talking portion ya VAT, not your price, the VAT portion. Ne? So your supplier charged you 2,000 on the total stock, wena, how regisa, o charges 1,000 rand. So for that period, we're going to offset those two VATs. So, Yamatomo, it means in simple term, it means opatetse tax engata than ewe na we charges and decline teta. So it means you're going to get 1,000 rand refund from SARS on your VAT. Go avoid a gore o tseya 2,000 rand o ipatela ko SARS o go fa 1,000 rand. So ready offset. Does it make sense? So if it is the other way round, if supplier ya haho vete we patetseng is 1,000 rand, but when after o rekisa di product we ntse 2,000 rand, meaning you have collected more than what when you have been charged. So the 1,000 rand difference is what you must pay over to SARS. Does that answer your question, Mkulu? Ke a leboha. The next question is ibile ya communication from different departments. The system is arena as departments is different. It's only when coming to CSD central database. But other than that, Reberekis are different systems. So if we change a number, you have to come to SARS and update it, and wherever else go on a profile to update, so that you can get direct correspondence ailing regarding to you. So, like I said, Renale, if filing profile, you can update your details even there. And then, yeah, I think more correspondence is covered. So you have to update per department. Right. Or is it another question, ya accountant? Okay, Yamatomo ke hore accountant cannot access some of the details. Right. Renale, what we call tax practitioners. Tax practitioners is somebody who is qualified and then registered to a governing body, being your SAEPA, your SAECA, the governing bodies are the accountants. So that person must be affiliated to at least one. Ne? So that person has no act. There is code of conduct eba guide. So most of the time you won't have issues those people. Matata rena ke if okopana le nna on the street, you just give me your details and trust me with your life. That's where our problems comes. So if okopana le motho ore ntuse ka di return e be are mphe password ya hao le username, that's already a red flag. Ne? If kile a tax practitioner and you come seeking help from me, I got to know berekisa your username and password. I will add you on my profile so that how na le query le SARS when you go to the system, it can show that you filed your return but through Lawrence Mokoni. Does it make sense? So if umfile the username is how mean though can na ke berekang on your profile, but the credential ke tsamang. But if ke logile ka tsaka, I will be held accountable. So some of the things that we must be careful. Your username and your password is your signature. Hona le ba bangata inga thoma ka di cases tse re di kreyang. Motho o tla tsamaya ka maoto a mabedi ha o checka mola ba mo claimetse hore hana maoto. But because ke rile ka username and password ya hao, whatever that you defrauded the system, you will be liable for it. Ne? And then when coming to those issues, be a holiday administrative penalty. If you claim a tax wrongly, like you claim the expenses tse di sa existing and all that. La itse ba re letsoho la molao ke le letelle akere. It might take us 10 years, but oksala yo re tlo kry. Ne? So, haro kry, you are liable to pay 100% of that money. We also going to impose a 200% penalty of that amount. So, for example, if we only reach about blessed 50,000, we tlo demand our 50,000 back and charge you penalty 100,000. So in total, re tlhoka 150 from you. Ne? So if you find yourself in a compromising position where you owe SARS or there's anything that you don't understand, call our call center, come forward. Don't run. Don't run. You can't run away from us. Even after Home Affairs issued a death certificate, we still want what is ours. Ne? So if only Mama Tate, you come forward and then we see how we can best help you. If we relay a payment arrangement, make sure you stick to that payment arrangement. If really you're going to pay us 100 rand every month, by the last date of the month, make sure by the last day of that month, the money is already in our bank account.
Itada.
Ne? So, yeah, I think recovery everything. Or the last question here, Hore, if you want to move away from the tax practitioner.
Anya.
Yes, sir, you can do that.
These are personal particulars. Abata move from, I guess he's the owner of the profile.
Yes.
Yes. So a profile, so he can move away from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. No. Okay. Then.
I need to be closed by 2. So I need to be closed by 2. Who guys sister? 2. So I'm pants. So
Sanbonani ninjani ngiyabonga that I presented masenidlile because isikhathi sambile mhlamba abanye sebalambile igama lami ngu akhona Matha ngibuya eNational Credit Regulator ne la NCR. Yes. We are one of many entities under the Department of Trade, Industry and Competition, DTIC. Kune companies eziningi ke lapha oba National Consumer Commission, National Lotteries Commission, National Liquor Authority and others, including abo CIPC. So tina siyenye ye companies lapana ebheka only indaba zezikweleti. We are looking at credit issues in zamatyala. So umsebenzi wethu kuqinisekisa ukuthi wena nam you are protected from exploitation by credit providers, debt counselors kunye ne credit bureaus ne. Siyayiboleka imali andithi? Siyayiboleka imali. Siyabolekisa ngemali. Bakhona omatshonisa apha andithi? Yes. So ingxaki yethu esinayo kakhulu ke South Africa ngabantu ababolekisa ngemali that are not registered, abacharge of 50% interest rate, bathatha amakhadi wabantu, bathatha iID zabantu. We've seen many people last year abakwazanga ukuvota because ikhadi likumachonisa. Yes. Sekune style esitsha ngokwendisivileyo basenizalisa every 2 weeks. Le 100 rand endikuboleke yona after 2 weeks iyazala, another 2 weeks iyazala again. Yes. So uzigqibele utyala umuntu i100 rand, the next thing le 100 rand isekuyi 200 rand. 200 rand awumbhatalanga say 400 rand. By the end of 3 months umuntu sewumtyala into engapha ko 800 rand. Uyabona? So sinalo ngxaki ke ngoku eSouth Africa, and I love the fact yokuthi kukho osomashishini abakhoyo apha. So we are here to try and encourage you bani register as formal businesses so that nibolekise ngemali ngokusemthethweni ni charge abantu inzalo esemthethweni. Lo 50% enibolekisa ngaye asimazi nobubuyapi. Yes. Nathi nokuzibuza ba inoba lo muntu waza no 50% wamcinga kanjani because ngokusemthethweni akukho kwanto ethetha ngo 50%. So sisebenza ngomthetho obizwa ngoba i-National Credit Act 34 of 2005 that regulates the credit industry. Yonke into edibene namatyala falls under lo mthetho and is regulated by us. Ukuba ndicela uniboleke imali engaphansi ko 8,000, you can only charge me u5%. 5, not 50. So when the boleke 1,000 kuwe kumele ndikubhatala interest ye 50 rand. Uyayibona? 50 rand. Yes. So lo 50% asimazi bobuyaphi, uyabona? So enye into esifunayo ke ngoku because aba bantu ba operator apha kwi communities zethu. Thina njenge National Credit Regulator asoze sibazi until sive ngani. So into esiyicelayo kuni ke ngoku if you know umzala wakho, your wife, your husband and any relative okanye even a colleague ebolekisa ngemali engabhaliswanga ngokusemthethweni, then you must report those people to us. Okay? I hope at the end of this engagement in money list ipani report and report so that we know banga ubana bobantu. Okay? All right, moving away from businesses, before you become a business person, you are an individual. Siyayiboleka imali for ukuthenga izindlu, for ukuthenga imoto, for ukuthenga impahla, sine personal loans, sine credit cards as well. So, xa siboleka imali siye sibe nengxaki ngelinye ixesha singavani nebanks, mhlambe zik-overchargile nge-interest rate. Bazile bazothatha imoto yakho bayithimba without following umthetho. Mhlambe kudala ugqibela ubhatala, you are still blacklisted, awuyazi bufuna uphuma kanjani, ufuna i-credit record yakho okanye i-credit score sikhona, then ikhumbula ama-services wethu are free of charge, ne? You do not pay anything. So if you want to know uba amatyala asebenza njani, interest rates zisebenza njani, and also mhlambe zeziphi fees ekumele uzibhatale xa ungena ematyaleni, then we are the correct company to come uzobuza yonke lo mibuzo. Or if mhlambe une complaint edibene namatyala, then you can come a National Credit Regulator and come uzo complain. Siyavumelana ndithi? So going forward, asifuni niye ko TikTok, niye ko Facebook, nifumane i-advices ezirongo apho kuzothiwa ityala noba ulibhatalanga as long idlulile 5 years leyacinywa, azikho ezo zinto ezo. Ne? Apho bazathi uba unemoto, uba uvele watshintsha i-address wazimela nemoto, ibhenki ayizukwazi uzorepossess, azikho ezo zinto ezo. Masibolekeni imali kwindawo ezibhaliswe ngokusemthethweni, sibhatale amatyala because imali siyibolekile sayisebenzisa. Ne? And also if there's anything nje edibene ne-businesses that comes to indaba ze-credit, then we are here to register you. Asizonibhatalisa for ukuregister, but to register as a business you must be formalized, then kumele comply ne-SARS, and also kune-registration fees ezibhatalwayo ngokusemthethweni. Siyavumelana ndithi? All right, Machakela, I'll end there. Thank you so much.
Any questions? Sicela sizithathe etafuleni, ne? Sablief. Jo. Rema.
Masiari, urini, nane ndingaita presentation nga Tshivenda mus. Bangwe ba go amba dzinyambo dzavo mus. Ashulo oduse kwako khonengwa. So to officing so office ya rona ke ombudsman re thusa batho ka di complaints. A ke re le itse re halina le mathata setse ya padile le motho o hantshile ya go di ombudsman. So ombudsman ya rona re investigator di complaints tse di tswang ko setšhaba ka di FSPs. So ke tla lo tlhalosetsa re di FSPs ke eng. So di FSPs ke batho ba ba le rekisetsang di funeral policy, di insurance, ba bangwe ba rekisa di cryptocurrencies, ba bangwe ba rekisa di investment. Hantsi re ba tlwaetse hore ke bo di broker. Bona batho bao ha ba lefa mathata le tla mo rona. Mara ona le something e tshwantse ke le botse ya botlhoko re rona office ya rona e lebella advice. Advice, ke na akere ha ba le rekisetsa policy ba le nnisa fase. Ba le tlhalosetsa gore mama a she funeral policy re a le rekisetsa yona, e tla covera batho ba 5, e tla patela so. So conversation eo o dipuo tseo ha le bolela together. Information e ba le fang yona re bitsa advice. So ka molao di FSPs ba tshwanetse ba le disclose ba le fe information yo yotlhe. Le e ba nahanong a la tshwanelo itse ba tshwanetse ba le botse gore le tsebe gore o irahalang ka product e le tla ba le rekang. So ntho engwe hape ya botlhokwa ke gore before ba le rekisetsa any funeral policy, anything e tswang ko bargaining a financial product, tshwanetse o make sure motho wa o rekisetsang yona ba mo registerile. So the FSPs they ba na le di FSP numbers. O tshwanetse a ufe a se ntho ya ka e fitlhang, they have to give you that number. And if you go make sure gore motho o registered, because ha ntse re dilana le di complaints motho wa tla mo lona a re nna ke a rekisa policy a re rekisetsa yona a tsia di account ba debita tšhelete, and how choko kere motho o ha registered anyway. And just like that, ba le jile tšhelete ya lona. So le tshwanetse le make sure le check le ya kgona founela FSCA ba kgona le check if motho o registered, because how rekisa di police o tshwanetse o be o le authorized or o rekise policy eo. And then the complaints are di lebelang, just like I said, re lebella di funeral policy, re lebella di cell phone policy. Ha ntse ha re reka di phone ko di jet di shopong tse di rekisang diaparo, re a kgona reka di cell phone bo Pep. Ha ntse ba tla no lifa insurance ba sa e tlhalosa le hore irang. O tsia phone ba re insurance a she and wa tsia wa tsamaya. Gantsi go na le dilo tse ba tshwanetse ba le tlhalosetsa gore insurance e bereka yang, ke tla di tshwara ke tla di explainer later. The medical aid, the car insurance, gore anything e dilanang ka di insurance policies, the investment, the medical aid, as long as ke financial product re a kgona le thusa mara re lebella advice or ba rileng mo lona ha ba le rekisetsa, because ha ntšha le o claim ba tla le botsa gore he nna ka bolela ntho e so ba ha no patela. So ke tsone dilo tse re di lebellang. So o tla neng ko officing ya rona o complaina if motho o rekiseditse policy or investment mara ona le dilo tse a sa di bolelang. For instance, the policy tsa funeral policy ha ntse ngwana a tshwara 21 years ba montsha, and then the broker tse a ba le botse ka molao tshwanetse ba le contact ba le botse gore he ngwana o tshwara 21, so it means gore policy e ka sa tlhole mo cover. So dilo tse ba tshwanetse ba le tlhalosetse mara a ba bolele. So non disclosure eo ke yona e re bolelang ka yona rona le dilo tse a ba di bolele. So if a ba disclose dilo tse dingwe and byanong o ba le mathata ha nya go claim, o ka khona tla mo officing ya rona. And then hape poor advice, una le di advice tse dingwe ba no le botsa gore o sign up a kere ba chase na le commission, and then o sign o sa understand gore o irahalang, and go mafelong o latlhela ke tšhelete wa khona tla mo officing ya rona. And then hape una le conduct ya FSP, di brokers tse una le the way e ba tshwantse ba ti tshware ka teng ha ba dilana le consumer, of which ba bangwe ba bypass that process. So if that was the issue, ha ba le rekisetsa product le a khona le tle mo rena mo officing. So ke tla bolela ka funeral policy una le dilo tse dingwe tse hantsi re a di bona as complaints tse di tlang ko officing. For instance, how tsia di policy, what we've seen haria go di consumer outreach, we find out hore the FSPs or the brokers ba rata hore instead hore ba o rekisetse policy as a family ya funeral policy, like ra ba advise hore no tsela bana e wena o tla tsebeya mo, of which it's not even necessary. Most of the time tshwantse le botsise because you find hore yona funeral policy eo e khona covera wena le mme le bana hape. Mara o tla kry motho a advisor the other way around, because ba nyaka gore the more ba on board batho the more profit they make. So ke dilo tse le tshwanetse le botsise ka tsone. And then ona le ntho engwe ba e bitsang insurable interest. So insurable interest ha ntse re kry gore ke insura makhe ke tsela makhe policy ya funeral, or cousin e a ke bolele yona a ke tse le gore o go kae ke a mo tsela policy. Ona le ntho ba e bitsang insurable interest. It means hore how you claim insurance di kono investigate ba o botse so hore if wena o kenyele thabo ka mo next door, why o mo tsela funeral policy le related bjang, ba tlo investigate dilo tseo, and if ba kry a le related ba ka se o patele o tla bo o lositse tšhelete ya hao because o tshwanetse o insure or o tseye policy funeral policy for motho o leng related le ena meaning gore should anything happen to that person le wena as a family member ba tlo nyaka gore o contribute because that's the purpose of taking a funeral policy. Another thing ke underwriter. Another thing e re bonang e ra ke tla fa example ho na le Masibonge undertaker and then le Alice something something o tseya funeral policy ka mo o tseya funeral policy ka mo mo tlase o na le motho ba mmetsang underwriter hantši ke yena a patelang di payouts ha le claim. So there's something that happens ukirori mo family re ngwadisitse mama all of us an underwriter ko mo one ke di different policies different companies mara underwriter o a tlo ntshang tšhelete ko mo one. So most of the time or in most cases you find or the one a claimang pili ke ena ke rang tšhelete and the rest of you le a lose because ba berekise underwriter o mo one and there's a cap a lot of the underwriter ha ba tshwanela hore ba e fete ha ba ntsha tšhelete. So those are some of the things re advise or if it's in a family nang fase le discuss or okay nna ke tla tsentsha mama or le ska loser ko mafelong and then ha ba le taba ya beneficiary hantši nna ke tseya policy and then ka ngwadisa batho ba tlo benefitang and then ka lebala o ngwadisa hore should I happen to die ke mang a tlo nclaimelang and if o ngwala ngwana a leng under 18 years old and maybe I'm the one who's got the funeral policy and something happens to me if ngwana under 18 they won't be able to claim and tšhelete ya ke re ra e nyaka gore e re mmereko tšhelete e la ya tsamaya e ba part of the estate and estate le a itse ya sebaka so instead of le berekise for miracle ka sa tlhola le berekisa for miracle so that's something that we need to keep in mind. And then ke nyako tshwara mo taba yang di cell phone insurance hona le ntho engwe e botlhokwa e ba sa re botseng ga ba re rekisetsa di insurance taba yore ha o ka reka cell phone ba tlo fa insurance but what they don't tell you is how ka timetsa phone ela without the original SIM card e tswileng le phone phone ela e ka timela is na SIM card eo le tsebo re insurance won't pay out and this is something e ba sa le botseng yona ba no le fa the policy ba resign and not tell you anything. So if na le mathata office ya rona e teng di service tsa rona ke mahala re bereka le di lawyers ke bona ba investigating di complaints mara ha le na le mathata re advise hore at least le thome o fixa bothata bo le broker o le mmotsi hore wow o sa patele funeral echoes ke a claim rena le listo wa o sanya ko mfa tšhelete because ha ntse ke re ba ira di run arounds and another thing hape ba rata ore ha o tlatsa form because most of the time re signa di form tse di link blank ba o sign so re tsa police mara I know anything ba signa and then wa signa bona ba fitla go di officing tsa bona some of them ba o kenyela more policies tse o sa di itseng o tla no bona debit e ditswa and I understand gore o irahalang le tsona di complaints re ya di lebella if ba hano reverse tšhelete ya hao more especially if ona le proof and hape baholo making sure gore ha le tseya any policy any investment e ba re investor make sure le na le copy ya lona and another thing le ka kry copy e ka language e le understandang it's not by force or re contract ka English. So that's another thing that it is your right to receive a copy of contract in a language that you understand. So if you want, that is something that you can do. Our services are for free. Like I said, Office ya rona e ko Pretoria, as cooler from here. Le kana latla or le ka re fonela and then ho tla ba le motho a le assistant, ba kana le assista ka any of the languages you understand. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Bomme ba fumaneha there at the back. I'm not sure why balatella bujwala, but it's something that we'll have to look into. Re kopa unka colleagues from Gauteng Liquor Board and then refumane our last presentation from Gambling Board. I'm not sure why dilatelana so, but re tla ilukisa tabe. Okay, thanks.
Dumelang. Dumelang, le kae? Re teng. Nna ka lebitso ke Moses ne, letsholo ke tswa ko Department of Economic Development as well. Under Gauteng Liquor Port. La tseba ke re Liquor Port. Yes, Liquor Port ke rona ba le ba regulating the liquor industry mo Gauteng, ne? Ha re fane ka jwala because most people ha ba kopana le nna ba re no jwala bokae. Ha re ntse jwala, ha re rekisi jwala, re fana ka di license tsa ho rekisa jwala. Ntho important ya holo ke how rekisa jwala sina license ke tlolo ya molao. It's a criminal offense wa tshwarwa, and how tshwero how ya court ha e khutla e tlo hlahela mo criminal recording ya hao. Ha re batla police clearance e tla be hlahela hore o tshwere ka tsa setsi o rekisa jwala without a license. So today kwa tla fela ho le bolella hore ke eng tse batlehang ha o tlo apply la license. Ntho ya pele e santse o e tsebe, ntho e batlehang ke permission ya masepala. Se ba buile ka yona mo local authority approval or consent use, ba e buile ba e hlalositse hore ke e. So a tlo kenella holo mo yona, but how to apply la license re batla local authority approval or consent use from municipality. Di pampiri tseo ke tsona tse le hore no di tlo fa way forward ya hore no license ya hao ke e feng le hore ke e jwang, ne? Then re kena mo di types of licenses. Di license tsa rona di tshwane ba yeso. Re na le about 17 types of licenses, but today we to focus on 4, ne? Re na le on consumption le di off consumption. Off consumption ke ele ya liquor store mo lore batho ba reka ba tsamaya ba nwela hae again. Then re ba le ele ba re ke on consumption ena le di categories nya tse ngata ke restaurant ke pub ke tavern, ne? Di le njwalo ha di tshwane. The restaurant one, because ke a tseba na le batho ba na le di restaurant license but we rana ka tsela eng. Restaurant mina hore pleke ya hao, business ya hao ke dijo, o rekisa dijo. Ha se re nka re shebella di pleke tse tshwanang le bo Spur bo Wimpy ba rekisa dijo ke di restaurant. Bana ba kgona ho kena mo le kena as family, ha se pleke ya re no la dula then go anwe go chaiviwa, no ke restaurant tshantse le re ho dulwa fatshe go jiwa then ho tsamaiwa business ya ho ke dijo. E re ba le ba bitsang ba re ke pub akere. Pub le yona dijo di teng mar business ya ho ke jwala. Business ya ho o shebile haholo mo jwaleng but dijo di teng mo. So ha ona le pub, ntho tse dumelletsweng ka pubong ke pool table, yes o ka ba le yona pool table, the screening, TV for the matches tsa lona akere. Like Sunday tsebe re tla re shebile club ka nna ya nsokodisa Pirates, yo le Sundowns ka Sunday a ke tsebe re qetella re ntse jwa marriage fine. So di papong ho ela mo shebuwa di match akere, batho ba dula ba enjoya ba sheba di match tsa bona, then ke bo di shisanyama di kota and so on ho jiwa mo ke papo eo. Then be re ba le ba re ke tavern ke yona ele na le everything, the dance floor, jukebox, ho danceiwa, then gona ba le di live band and so on mo taverning, ne? So ke di on consumption di different di tshwana but dinako tsa tsona he di a tshwana. Di bula ka 10 AM di kwala ka 2 AM. Tseo di on consumption fela. So that means ha re 10 wa bula o saying then the following day ka masa then wa kwala. Ha re 2 AM ke a tseba na le batho ba ratang go complain, ne? Ba lo re no di pleke tsa ding ha di kwale ka nako. So ra kopa lo re teng pleke tshwana le yo. Police station e engwe le engwe ena le bantu ba re bitsang ba re di liquor officers. Le complainer ho bona or motho tjena ha e shapa 3 sena ra sa sentse sella ene se godimo haholo santse le tlong ho rona le tlo re bolella ha e le re liquor officer e tsenix, ne? Because ba sebetsa le rona ke bona batho ba le re no ba re pushetsa compliance ba itse sure batho ba comply. So di liquor store tsona nako sa teng di tshwana le tse Monday to Saturday ke 8 to 8 akere, ba bula ka 8 ba kwala ka 8 mantsibuo Monday to Saturday. Ka Sunday then ba bula ka 9 ba kwala ka 3:30 ke nako ya bona eo ka Sunday fela. So there's a difference le mo, ne? So the requirements tsa rona ha motho a tlo apply la liquor license, ntho ya pele ke bule ka re lo tlo batla letter la masepala akere, then re tlo batla police clearance. Ha ne ke tshokere problem ya ha o le rekisa lo ra ona ntho ile license ha se ba o tshwere ha re tlo kopa police clearance e tlo hlalla o kila tshwara ka 1920 o rekisa eng sena license, then ka 2000 and whatever di a hlahella di recording tse go fela ene di tlo fa disadvantage. Police clearance important. SARS clearance, ba buile le ona, ba buile ka compliant. Ke le botse he, liquor board, ha o tla tlo applyela liquor license. E be re thola SARS clearance ha o be re non-compliant, by decline on the spot. Ka ba tlo tseba. So tshantse le hore no thotsa le SARS o di lokisitse. SARS clearance again. Then re tlo kopa plan ya plek ya hao mo tlo sebeletsang teng. Ne? E le hore no e approvile ke di town planners le ona kwa ho masipala. Ho bontsha hore plek ya hao e right, structure sa dula mo di pipe tsa metsi and so on. Re kope le lease agreement or title deed ya le hore plek ya hao e owner. So le yona e ra ikopa ha o lo kenya application ya hao, ne? Then kopa le certified copy ya ID le dinepe tsa plek. Dinepe o sure o tlo bontsha hore plek ya hao e me kae, kitchen e kae, di toilet di o kae and so on. Di a batleha dinepe tseo. Then hona ntho tse ntse pedi tso le re tsona ho qelwa ka tsona ke government gazette le di newspapers. Government gazette santse o etse o e kenye e tlo hlahella a Wednesday before the Friday ya lodgement. The newspaper santse di tswe during beke e o tlo lojang ka yona ya first Friday, because lodgement ya di applications tsa rona ke first Friday of each and every month. Ka di first Friday fair. Ha o tsu seng wa re ke lo lodge application, we tlisa ka first Friday ya every month. First Friday only. So those are the things, gazette, the newspapers, did notice a lot of kenya application because community sensitive or apply. Sensible Kenya notice again. So the requirements are not on too. Then there's this other thing, it's about occasional license. For Barbara Tang with the event, Renalin to represent occasional license. Holo A, I na license. Utubata is a all white party go holo. You come to us, you apply for what you call occasional license. It's 2,000 rand per event. Again, we apply 14 days before the event. Why apply then we file on before event if we apply before 14 days. Here we take it occasional license. You approve local committees. So every time hello no to party or an event serious. Santo apply le nto re bitsang ke occasional license, ne? Nto ke qetellang ka yona ke lore a ke tsebe re la di bona di news matsatsi a hona le ntho ba bitsa mara ke fake alcohol e dingata di a re lematsa ha o so hlaile ntho e serious but ntho e serious ya tla because batho ba busy ba no di food coloring ba re motho wa teng o nwa Hennessy. Jwala bo cheap ya ba loka batho ba yesu ra lose le rona as government because government lose a profit tšhelete ya rona ya tax e le re tsetse ke be patetswe mo originaleng e ya kwa di fake tseo. So ha o tseba motho le re o etsa di fake kopa le reporting because re sa le busy le yona Henneken South Africa le body style re sa le busy re zama thola solution e re tlo etsa because ra e bona every time di ntse di hlahella to tse di fake. Ka re shebella di news ke yona. If ne le shebelle di news mabane ko western area there's a place e le re ba e thotse le yona tshwere fake alcohol by manufacturer. Re thuse because ile matsa tšhelete that's why ka montse le bona di taxi di khopoga because tšhelete enough ha e kene mo santse kene teng. So ke tlo kopa ntate ne go tlile o le na le di forum ka mone ke kopa ha le na le meeting ke tlo fa di number tsa ka le mpitseng ke tlo le hlalosetsa ante ntho tse because mo as a platform re nka le hlalosetsa ntho tse le re no le na le rights tsa tsone. So ke tla fa di number tsa ka re tswa mona re gone go pantsha jwalo. Thank you.
Ramos, you are Western area bo ke ona problem ya ga ke miswa go re bua ga West Town so ke right Brayu. All right, Ritonka, our last presentation, then require program ya rona. I get about Babao. So for all the questions, you can still go to our stalls. Ariakwala or relay, the Hutele Kuba Tumbar Sibits and Lemonane. We're trying to catch up on the time question. Thanks.
Kelewa Program Director. Dumelang. Na kalibitso ki Hugh Makaya ke tswa ko Gauteng Gambling Board. Gauteng Gambling Board ki agency ya Department of Economic Development. Rona le Office of Consumer le Liquor Board re bana ba motho. Bramoso fetsa o bua ka licensing ya liquor. Rona, a responsibility ya rona ke ho license gambling mo province ya Gauteng. I ke re la di tseba di casino, I think the closest one ke Monte Casino. Re a tseba ho na le bo Hollywood Bets, bo Betway, Dipere. Those are all businesses tsa gambling. And in order for you to participate in this industry, you need a license from us. So, kesu tsugi we decided to bula casino, mo Diepsloot, o sa fumana license, and from us. So license eo ke yone o fantoka ya hore o ka kgona ho nka di bets from batho hore batho ba kgone ho gambula ka lona. And then rona ha re o tshwara o sna license, o na le right ya ho ya tronko. I ke re ke Human Rights Month ke March, re bua ka ditokelo. So le government ina le tokelo ya hore e tshware if una le business e operating gambling empa o sna license e tswang ko Gauteng Gambling Board. Part of the responsibilities tsa rona as Gauteng Gambling Board ke ho sireletsa the rights, ditokelo tsa lona as the consumers. Akere when you go to a casino or you go ulo betcha or chiefs itlo jewa hape, onali you need to be protected or batho bao olo betcha nkobon ke batho ba nang le di licenses. So when you go to any establishment, kopa o check hore mo ba display le license ya bona, and the license ya bona tshwantse e tswe ko Gauteng Gambling Board. If go sna license e display loeng e tswang ko Gauteng Gambling Board, it means mo ba palang ko teng go illegal. So I think seleng thola re ke akaya kere because hona le di game tse re di bapalang mo hae mo bo madaisi mo China, di etsa ra go di khoneng ba tlo display a license ya bona kae. So re tlo kopa tswetswe hore please do not participate in illegal gambling. The problem ka illegal gambling ko hore di pleke tse kaofela tse re di licensang, they pay what we call a gaming tax. In other words, government and the province benefits from your Monte Casinos, your Emperors, all your licensed entities. And taxi ikhutla etseng e tlo patala for programs tsa o tshwana letse. For the programs tsa o tshwana le hore bana ba skolo ba khone o thola dijo ba lo skolong. For maponesa ra khone o thola di van, dipetlele and so on. So some of this money comes from the taxes tsa gambling. So if we now ubutsi your own spaza shop sa gambling, but we are also not paying tax to the Gauteng Gambling Board, which is gaming tax. It's once a refumane. Mo China, wa kena mo locationing every day, 3 times a day, wa collect. But mo China doesn't give back to the communities tsa rona. Ke kopa le mpontshe fela skolo say one, say ahilweng ke mo China, mo locationing. You'll never find. Ke kopa please reportang mo China, reportang any illegal gambling on the Elebonang Yetsahalamo province because it affects rona hape s'chaba sa mo Gauteng. Number e le ka kgonang hore le reporte ko yona ke 011 581 4800. And then hona le another form of illegal gambling e tsalang mo makeisheneng, and hangata re fumana kae re fumana ko di tax shopong tsa batho ba tswang ka mole ka montle. Hona le metšhine menyane ba e bitsa di jackpot machines e dladiwa ke bana ba lona. Bana ba lona ke ngwana monyane o qala o bapala metšhine metšhine o ke metšhine wa gambling, metšhine o ka o nka wa kenya ko Monte Casino wa tshwana, it's a gambling machine. And the problem ka o expose bana ba banyane to gambling ba sa le banyane is that ha hola ngwano ha fitla ko dilemong tsa 18 Ngwano o tlo bana le problem ya addiction, ya gambling. Ngwano a re sa no kgona ho mo thusa. Ngwana o qalang ho gamble a sa le ko sekolong, o tlo fa le wena mathata ka mo ntlong because o tlo utswa. O tlo utswa di-coins, o tlo tshaba sekolo. Because ena le ko sekolong o tlo dodge, a lo batla ho dlala gambling ya hae, whether ke sweepy, whether ke ma-China or tsona di metjhini e ke bolelang ka yona. Le yona metjhini eo re kopa le reporte ko number e ke le fileng yona, ne? Ha ke kwala, ke tlo kopa ho le jwetsa hape ka program e re nang le yona ya ho thusa batho ba banang le addiction. A ke re la tseba hore alcohol you can be addicted to. The drugs, you can be addicted to. Le gambling. Le gambling is very addictive, and now, se le khona lo e bapala mo di phone tsa lona, ke le dlala le bitsa eng e ya Betway. Aviator, yes. Ba re ke aviator, ba dlala aviator. So, how so dlala ho feta tekano? And so feel hore now it's becoming too much. Ke kopa ho tlo lefa nomoro e le ka kgonang ho fumana thuso yona. Nomoro e ha ba kgetholle. Whether o dlala mo China, whether o dlala madice, whether o dlala casino, whether o dlala aviator, re tlo fa thuso, re na le di psychologists, di psychiatrists tse tlo kgonang ho fa thuso, and thuso ya rona ke ya mahala, ha o patale nix. The number that you can call ki 0800 006 008. 0800 006 008. And the number e mnati ka hore ha o hloke airtime o ifounela, ha o hloke data o ifounela, o no ifounela fela di counselors tsa rona di teng ba tla kgona ho thusa. And thuso e ha re kgetholle, re kgona ho fana thuso for family, motho o affectilweng ke motho o gambling, le thuso for motho o gambling. So these are just one of the free programs that are available for help. Ha le batla any more questions, le ka mfumana ko morao kwa. Ke a leboha.
Thanks very much. Leno, Brayu, Kaizer Chiefs ya beza papa. A beza Kaizer Chiefs ikuti. Ikuti. Ile ngale fortnight ya batlo di bona. Wa bona country stable ke Kaizer Chiefs wa bona lo yena hore dintho di tsamaya. Ane ke rata me but colleagues are here. Alla dipotso le kanela go ba hatileng ko torong le re tshwareleng a kere ne re tlile ka mosebetsi ya re atla ka boxing. Ya re fela, you've been a wonderful audience. Re tla kopa fela ba mo gae ba re kwalle mosebetsi. Thanks very much. Thanks.
Dimasiari. Wow, what a wonderful day that we had. I just want to say thank you all for committing time and actually your patience throughout the event. We really appreciate you, community of Diepsloot. I also want to pass my appreciation to all the stakeholders that we had who were presenting. Thank you for the presentations that you made and all the information that you shared. I believe that it will make an impact to our community members, not just for their businesses, but also for their personal levels. Thank you so much all for being here this afternoon, and then we will close. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Rekaya ko ditafoleng, re tsela tshweu for those that will be traveling. One message,